Hey guys, this is Nick with EDC Mag, and today I want to talk about another knife from McFarland Knife and Tool. But before I get into that, first I wanted to show you guys this. This is a Brian Dennehy from Dennehy Knife and Tool. It's called the Prometheus, and basically it's a pry bar. It's a multi-tool. It's what you would call a true multi-tool. It's a popper for your favorite beverage. It's a pry bar for your, I don't know, prying cars off babies. Man, this thing's huge. And one of the things that I like about it too is, it's got a great carry option. So, this thing, you can pretty much pry open. You can crack open anything you want to crack open with this thing. This one, he makes them out of all kinds of different things. Brian's really cool and very talented and just makes some neat stuff. Check him out on Facebook or IG, Dennehy Knife and Tool. But this one's made out of copper, and I just like the battle-worn finish on it. It just struck me really cool. I mean, as an industrial heavy everyday pry bar, copper probably wouldn't be what I choose, but man, this thing is sweet. I just love it. And way back in the day when I got into knives, I got into paracord and all that stuff too, and I wanted for a knife back then. As I mentioned, I'm not a big lanyard guy, but when I was into lanyards for a little bit, I made this, and I never kept it on a knife very long. But when I got this, since I don't honestly put it in my pocket that often, I decided to go ahead and attach this to it. This thing was made, I was in a group with a guy named Steve Lindsay, and he has a shop called the Chaos Armory, and he's on Facebook and IG as well, the Chaos Armory. And he makes some really cool bracelets and necklaces out of chain. He makes chainmail. I mean, just super cool. The guy's really talented, makes cool stuff. So I was like, you know what? So I reached out to him. I was like, hey man, I don't want a necklace. How about you just make me a piece, just a straight piece? And he made me a couple, which I used both, but my other one is, I don't know, somewhere. So I just did the rest myself. I added a bead. I had no idea where that came from. This is actually a skull from ADV. It's one of his lanyard beads. And this is actually one of those rings that flex that can fit on any size finger. You bend it to fit. So it's just something different and fun than I was playing with. And then I added this a while back, and I don't know, it comes and goes, and it comes apart and it evolves, and just kind of something fun to play with. Hey, while we're here, I'm kind of curious myself now. Let's see what this pry weighs. Hang on, let me make sure. Okay, let's see. Woo! Big dog. Little over 12 ounces. That is a big pry. It'd probably help if you guys could see it too, right? Man, that weighs more than I thought. I would not want somebody to crack me open with one of those. Man, it's cool though. Really is. Now, I got this. It's called the Prometheus. Part of the reason why I got it is it's just big and ridiculous, and I love it. But he does all of his. He makes all kinds of different ones. They're very organic, very cool shapes, but they're not all this big. I'm just a dork, and I liked it because it was big. So, but if you get a chance, check out Brian's stuff, Dennehy Knife and Tool, and also check out the Chaos Armory. Steve makes a lot of cool stuff. He makes this stuff too now. He took kind of my goofy ideas and he'll make these for people however kind of how you want them. And yeah, a lot of fun. So there you go. Back to the knife. Let's talk about this knife. McFarland Knife and Tool. This is a 3.5 inch blade. It is a Framelock. It is Brandon is well, he doesn't worry too much about names. So this one is actually called Framelock Folder version 2.0. So I'll give that to him. I mean, it's easy to remember. It's S35EN, 3.5 inches. It's kind of got, I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of got an acid wash finish. To me, it looks kind of battle worn, which, you know, that's what I like. I like to see grind lines. I love the gouges in it. It just looks like a knife you can take out and abuse. And that's what it's for. It really is. I mean, his knives, he makes fixed blades, he makes fighters, he makes kitchen knives, he makes folders. When I first got into knives, Brandon's knives are some of the first that I found from a custom standpoint that I really liked. And I kind of held out for a while because 3.5, I mean, this is the only 3.5 inch custom that I think, as far as I know, that I own, that I can remember. I really wanted him to make a 4-inch blade, and hey, maybe he will someday. But I don't know if you saw my other video with the chop and pop. That was super neat, super cool blade, and this is too. But Brandon prides himself. He's out of Amarillo, Texas, and he really prides himself on knives that you can use. The other good thing about these knives didn't unlock it. There we go. Is that, wow, that sounded painful. Where was I? The other thing about his knives are that he wants people to go out and use them. Also, they're a great entry-level blade. If you go on his website, you'll see they start out at around, well, the old ones were about $350. I think this one started out at $415, and then it kind of depends on what you want. Now, he can do anything. I've seen these go, with a Zerk scale. The sky's the limit. You tell him what you want. This one, obviously, I got this one secondhand, like I do a lot of my knives, and because I just don't like to wait. But it's been milled and flame anode, I think. I assume that's flame. Man, it's super cool. And this is a knife. This is a knife you can take out on the job site. You can take out in the woods. You can take out anywhere you want to go. And this thing is built to use. And Brandon stands behind his stuff. He really, if you have an issue with it, if you need it sharpened, if there's a pivot issue, I mean, whatever it is. If you need something done to it, send it back to him and he'll take care of it for you, because he really stands behind his stuff and he wants people to use his stuff. So this is a super neat knife. Now, one of the things I liked about it was, well, the overall profile. I like the blade shape. I just, there's a lot to like about this knife. This one obviously is an older model, and it has had some use. But the great thing about titanium, especially flamed ano, is if you want something different, or if once the ano starts wearing, which it will over time, you can just take it apart and heat it up and do whatever you want with it. I mean, it's very versatile that way. But the other cool thing about this knife is this pocket clip. I just love this thing. I wasn't sure when I was looking at this knife, and when I got it, it's like, well, how is that going to work centered like that? I mean, how is that going to go in your pocket? But, you don't know until you do. So I stuck it in my pocket. And the really cool thing about this, I mostly wear cargo pants, but it works with jeans too. If you think that a knife lays flat on the outside of your pocket, when you tuck this in to the back side of your pocket, man, this knife is laying just right against your leg. And you want to talk about secure. One of the things I use lanyards for a lot is I don't know, I get that paranoid feeling, and I'll reach down in my pocket and just, or not in my pocket, but I'll reach the outside of my pocket, touch that lanyard just to make sure, I've been jumping around, working, running around, whatever, in and out of the truck, whatever, and I want to make sure my knife's still there. I want to make sure I haven't lost my knife. But with this knife, you can adjust it because it's in the back corner of your pocket. You can kind of adjust it so that it's standing out a little bit, or you can tuck that thing right back against your leg, and man, it's there. You always know it's there. It's not uncomfortable. It's not an uncomfortable feeling, but you can feel your knife, as opposed to if you're wearing skin tight jeans, it's not an issue. But I'm old, I don't wear skin tight anything. But just the way it carries in your pocket with that clip that way, just super cool. I haven't seen a lot of knives like this. I haven't seen a lot of custom knives like this. In fact, none come to mind at the moment. But if you ever come across a knife with a clip in the center and the back, I would recommend it because, man, that's cool. It just carries so nice. So anyway, Brandon McFarland version 2.0. Oh, you know what? A couple things I wanted to do. I should have done at the beginning here, but I'm kind of doing this seat of my pants today. Let's see what this thing weighs. Almost 6.5 ounces. So it's a little heavy for EDC, 3.5 inch blade. But it's the blade's got a little bit of thickness to it. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. It's a little thick, but 6.5 ounces. It's not, in my world, that's nothing. But depending on your personal preference, everyone has their own. And then as far as what this thing looks like size-wise, let's do the old Kershaw. So you got a 3.5 inch blade. This is 3.5 right back to this choil. So that I don't know, that doesn't even really serve a purpose, but you've got a true 3.5 back to there. So you've got a good cutting edge. And this being 3.2, again with the camera, you're not going to get a true idea, but you can see what I'm talking about there. So, I don't know. Sometimes if it's better to go up top. I don't know. Anyway, that's a Kershaw link, so that gives you an idea of kind of the size we're talking about. But man, this thing carries in your pocket just very, very simply, very easily. It's a beautiful knife. Brandon makes some amazing stuff. He's a good guy. He's got a new baby right now, and I know he's got some stuff that's taking a lot of his time, but he's through and through knife maker. So if you ever get a chance to own one of his knives, I don't see them on the market much. People get them and they keep them. They want them around. So there you go. Brandon McFarland Knife and Tool version 2.0 folder, and then he Knife and Tool Prometheus beer pry. Those are some fun toys to play with. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope this helps. If you're looking at any of Brandon's stuff, check him out on Facebook. He's not big on IG, but definitely on Facebook. McFarland Knife and Tool. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're just getting started. We're having a lot of fun, and there will be more to come. Thanks. Have a great day.